it's a gorgeous day today. We have ups and downs with the weather these days, which is normal. So it's a good day to harvest, and there seems to be an awful lot that's needed to come in today. So we'll go through, I guess, some of what I harvest, and then I'll just carry you through to some of the processing I'm doing with it. These are the broccolini. I'm finding suddenly they're coming into their own again, and I can't keep up with them, which is a good thing. So these are coming apart. I'm going to take this globe artichoke. It's looking gorgeous. Now we like our carrots fresh, so I don't need any inside right now. However, it looks like some of the carrots need me. This fellow's sticking out of the ground a bit and just going burnt. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I'll check around and see how many more of those, and I guess I'll just have to come up with some meals with carrots in it. I think some kale could use, all I see is these cabbage moths. They're really out in full force again. So I'm going to get some of this red kale, but I can't remember the name. Red Russian. Just to clean up and get some air through there. And I noticed beside it actually some curly kale, so I'll get that also. I can see this carrot, I can tell it's forked. I'll get that out. Yep. Oh, it's almost like two beautiful carrots though. And while I'm here, let's get this one. Just beauties. Now I've been meaning to pull the parsnip and haven't gotten around to it, so I think I'll do that right now. Just a little check on how they're doing. Let's see if we can get it out. Yeah, it's not too big, so that's easy enough. A little forked at the end. I'll clean it up and see if we've got how it is. Smells beautiful. There's another one I see coming out of the soil. Let's try to get that out. Ooh. Wow. Isn't he beautiful? If not a bit on the large side. Take these also. Oh, he's a wee dumpy thing. All shapes and sizes there. I'm up in my herb garden and I don't actually remember putting carrots. Oh, that's a big one. Oh, well, that makes sense. The Parisian ones here. Lovely. These are great size. It sure is a warm day today, and that's terrific. But I see a lot of cold nights and lots of change coming. That's a China rose radish. They can grow much larger. I just thought I'd pull that one. So far I've picked this morning beans, peas, broad beans, broccolini, carrots, one parsnip, some tomatoes, just the cherry tomatoes. Oop. And then when it comes to processing, I need to finish off. I've got, you might see it in the frame, I'm not sure, 1 box of garlic to finish cleaning, and that'll be, and they're all on my kitchen table, as are my onions. I'll show you those actually. It's part of my processing. So once I get those completed, I can start bunching them and tying them. I can't braid, hard neck, but I can bunch and tie them. I will compost that in a bit. Probably don't need all that. I also did an herb harvest first thing this morning. It's sitting on a table and they're waiting for me to do something with it, but I'm just bunching and drying it anyway. Last night I processed mint, and I'm going to try to cook more with mint, dried mint. Not to be confused with fresh mint, which is a total different being, but dried mint in cooking, sort of your, you know, Cyprus or some of your Mediterranean. I don't normally do that, so I'd love to experiment a bit with the dried mint. So I don't mind getting, there's so much there as with mint. It's mint, spearmint, and chocolate mint. I'm mixing them all together. Not what you should do, but you know, some areas, some countries like spearmint, dried spearmint, say in meatballs or whatnot, and some like peppermint and chocolate, you know, so I'm mixing them all together. I'm really happy to be getting to the end of my garlic cleaning up. Bruce actually sat outside with me and helped one day. I do bits at a time because it's so much, and that was a great help that he helped me. I've got videos on showing what I do. It's a bit crazy. However, I like to do it. So I clean them up pretty good. It's just because how I store them. So I'm ever so gently taking off the outer layer that is now the one with the dirt stuck to it, the soil. It's dried now, but it's an important layer, so you got to be very careful peeling it off. So it's a bit time consuming, but they look great when I'm done. Well, they say it's 29 degrees out, it feels like 38, and I believe them. And we had a frost warning about 3 days ago, if you can believe the ups and downs there. So, if you thought I was a little odd before, I'm sure this will convince you. I'll show you what I've got laying around right now. It's that time of year for me when I process this way, sort of thing. So let's show you what I've got. So this is my kitchen table at the moment. We'll start with today's harvest. Carrots that did need to be pulled. This one has split actually. These are big. That's a really large Parisian. Globe artichoke, China rose radish, and kale, which, as I say, needs to get in the crisper really fast. I said I wasn't going to pick any more beans, and here we go. They were calling out to me. But actually, I could see them. And so these are the stringless for our immediate eating. A couple of radishes, or turnip rather, I found. The broccolini, looking really nice. And still, when I cut out the snow peas, I left the little shoots that were growing from the bottom. And they're just coming in now, giving me lots. And there are also some sugar snap peas there. Now the herbs that I picked first thing this morning, I have sage. There's quite a bit there, but it's all wilting now. And I have 3 different types there, actually. The tricolor. I can't remember the name of this one. But they smell gorgeous. Lots of thyme. Some oregano. Some spicy, is it spicy Thai basil? Love that for tea. And the chamomile. I pick all herbs pretty regularly, probably once a week, but I just make sure that they are trimmed up. I found 3 zucchini, picked some cherry tomatoes, and this is all to be potted, so one of the things I'll be doing later on is just sitting down, and there's a borlotti that is ready to be potted for demi-sec, and that will be stored in the freezer. Peas that will just be potted again and stored in the freezer. And broad beans. So that's today's harvest. Now, the garlic, you saw me finishing my last box. That is all ready. Now, it's cured, and I just now have to bunch them together. I leave the stems on. That's what I do. And that's so that I can bunch them. Now, if you were just to clip down here, you wouldn't have to go through some of the mess I go through. I will show in a later date, probably in my pantry when I've complete. I pick away at these each evening. It's kind of hard on my hands, the bunching. And once they're all bunched, and these will be braided, they go in my pantry for storage. So onions, I've brought them in because, well, the other night we had a frost warning. Didn't amount, I don't think. Not for me, we're a little higher up. But dropping to those temperatures and keeping these in the garage while they cure won't work for me here. I know a lot of people can keep them in the garage, or they keep them in their sheds and on the allotments and things like that. I can't. For some reason, they won't last a year for me if I do that. So they are in the house now for good. And what I do is grab 10 at a time. I find 10 that are fully dried. Again, I don't cut these off at any point because I'm going to braid. So as they slowly dry, I just sit down each night and grab some and do it nice and easy. Here's some more onions, just spread out. I mean, isn't this, well, odd? I'm crazy. So they're all still drying also. There's the mint I worked on last night I was explaining. I've got my lavender, by the way, all in drying. Still from last year, that's my last bunch of garlic. And yeah, lots of zucchini that we're getting, so some zucchini relish. Now, let me show you. I still have yet more onions. Lovely decor, isn't it? I've left room for my coffee though, see? I mean, I know I'm a bit nuts, but this works really well for me to dry. Again, because I'm actually going to braid with these. If you were just chopping them up and throwing them in the box, you wouldn't go through this madness. But I think it's beautiful, right? Lovely decor. Well, it's beautiful because this is how we eat. So bit by bit, harvesting and processing, getting her done. It's wonderful. I'm pleased with the harvest today. Most of that urgently needed to come out. I'm super pleased I finished that last box of garlic because now in the evenings I can sit and tie those. I will clear up the table so we can eat on it, of course. The onions will remain, but everything else will move. Just how we roll here. So I hope you're really having fun in your gardens as I am. And that's all for today. So we'll see you soon, and thank you so much for watching.